It's April 20th, 2010. Nearly a mile beneath the surface of the Gulf of Mexico, something is going terribly wrong. On board the Deepwater Horizon, one of the most advanced drilling rigs ever built, 126 men and women are simply doing their jobs. Within hours, 11 of them will be dead, and the ocean itself will start to bleed oil in a disaster so massive it will take 3 months and billions of dollars just to stop the bleeding. This is the story of how the world's worst offshore oil spill began, with a single catastrophic explosion. The Deepwater Horizon wasn't just any rig. It was a floating city of steel, operated by Transocean and leased by BP, drilling in water nearly 5,000 feet deep, boring down another 18,000 feet into the Earth's crust. This was the Macondo Well, named, hauntingly, after the doomed town in Gabriel Garcia Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude. The well had already given engineers trouble for weeks. It was behind schedule. It was costing BP over $1 million a day just to keep the rig running. And that pressure, both literal and financial, was about to collide in the worst possible way. To understand what happened, you have to understand cement. Sounds boring, right? But cement is the barrier, the seal, that keeps oil and gas from surging up an unfinished well. On the Macondo well, that cement job was rushed. Tests later revealed the cement mixture may have failed to properly seal the bottom of the well. But instead of running more tests to confirm it, the crew moved forward. They were behind schedule. They wanted to get off that rig. Then came the negative pressure test, a critical safety check meant to confirm the well was sealed. The results were confusing, even contradictory. Some readings suggested there was still a problem. But the decision was made to interpret those anomalies as fine. In hindsight, it was a fatal misjudgment. Investigators would later call it one of several missed warning signs that, together, formed a chain of failures no single person could have stopped alone. At around 9:45 p.m., mud started spraying onto the rig floor. That was the first sign that something deep below was pushing back. Then it wasn't just mud, it was gas. Methane, under enormous pressure, shot up through the drill pipe and onto the deck. Within minutes, that gas cloud found an ignition source. The first explosion ripped through the rig with the force of a bomb. Then, a second. Fireballs erupted hundreds of feet into the night sky, visible for miles across the dark Gulf waters. Survivors described a deafening roar, then chaos. Men running through fire and smoke, alarms blaring, structural steel groaning as it buckled under the heat. Crew members who weren't killed instantly had seconds to make life-or-death decisions. Some leapt more than 10 stories into the
pitch-black water below, praying they'd survive the fall and the burning oil on the surface. For 2 days, the Deepwater Horizon burned. On April 22nd, it sank to the bottom of the Gulf. But the nightmare was just beginning. The blowout preventer, a massive 450-ton safety device designed to seal the well in an emergency, had failed. Oil was gushing unchecked from the seafloor. It would take 87 days, multiple failed attempts, and an estimated 134 million gallons of oil spilled before the well was finally capped. The Deepwater Horizon disaster changed the offshore drilling industry forever, leaving a devastating environmental footprint and a painful reminder of what happens when safety takes a back seat to speed and profit.